Hello, it's nice of you to come along to hear my story. My name is Margaret McLaughlan. I was born on the 16th of June 1921 in King Street, here in Ayr. My father was called William and my mother was called Elizabeth. He had worked for the Navy, stoking the boilers for the steam engines, but he gave that up and worked as a labourer in Ayr. They had only been married 6 months when I was born. We lived with my mother's parents and their other grown-up children. There were 10 of us in the house in King Street. When I was 17, my mother died. That was in 1938. A year before war broke out in 1939, the Auxiliary Territorial Service, the ATS, was set up. It was set up because people could see that war was likely. The ATS recruited women to do important work. You had to be 18 to join. At first, the girls and women worked as cooks, bakers, clerks and storekeepers, depending on what you could do or what you were good at. As more and more men went off to war, the women in the ATS started to take on more and more jobs that had been done by men. By September 1941, there were 65,000 women in the ATS. By this time, the jobs included telephonists, car mechanics, dispatch riders, mess orderlies, postal workers, ammunition inspectors and military police. We still weren't allowed to fight, but we had shown that we could do any job, no matter how important. I joined the ATS in spring 1942. I was sent to work at the Neptune Stamp Works in Newton. I was a clipper. The Neptune Stamp Works worked with the government to produce parts for aircraft. At that time, we were one of the biggest and the most modern engineering works in the whole of Europe. My work was hot, noisy and very tough, but I loved it. My father had remarried and then gone back to sea, and all my big brothers and sisters had left home. There was just me and my stepmother in the house. Going to work was great. I was getting paid. I was doing something very important, and although there was a war on, Ayr was lively. There were soldiers, commandos, airmen, sailors and all sorts of different nationalities. Poles, Dutch, Americans, Canadians, you name it, we had fun. On the night of the 7th of October 1943, I was out with my pals. I was on a bus going out to Carrick Road. It was just after 8 o'clock. I was standing on the back platform. When we went round the corner into St Leonard's Road, I don't know what happened, but I lost my balance and fell off the bus. I fractured my skull and I died when I was 22. My funeral was one with full military honours, and it was attended by my ATS unit, who organised a piper and a bugler. My coffin was draped in the Union flag. I am buried in Ayr Cemetery.